Welcome officially to the 2018 Fruitland Chamber of Commerce Easter Parade. We appreciate everybody coming out today, and we hope that the wind will stop so you can be a little warmer. We'd like to thank Mr. Bill Reddish for supplying us with our music today. So we've not really had that in years past. So if we could give him a round of applause. He's right here behind me. And then our sound man, Mr. Kevin Dennis. So give him a round of applause. As you look down North Division Street, we have the Wacomico County High School ROTC, the Marchiers, and our Color Guard. They've been with our Easter Parade all 15 years, and we really appreciate their support. Wacomico High School, ROTC, under the direction of U.S. Senior Army Instructor Bill Taylor. We appreciate you guys coming out. 15 years you've helped us out. Thank you so much. Wacomico High School, ROTC. Give them a round of applause. We have our very own City of Fruitland Police Officer of the Year, Officer Heather Schellenberger. Police Officer of the Year, once again, Officer Heather Schellenberger. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your service to the Fruitland community. It's roundup time in Fruitland. We have the City of Fruitland Police Officer Communications Operator, Beth Niblett, who is riding Miss Kitty and represents the Eastern Shore Trail Riders, sponsored by Nature's Imaging Landscape. We also have Tom Benton riding Timmy, and we have Bobby Joe on Dixie. Thank you all for riding here today. We really appreciate it. And thank you to the Pooper Scoopers. Thank you. Fruitland town workers really appreciate that. We have our Fruitland City Council, Dodie Kerr, President, and Councilman Roland Palmer. Thank you for joining us today. We have our Fruitland City Manager, Mr. John Pasota. Our Grand Marshal of today's parade. Our Grand Marshal, I think he's got a fan club here today. Reverend Deal. Mr. Deal is accompanied by his wife Constance and driven by Mr. Ron Bailey of the Water Treatment Plant Operator of the City of Fruitland. Mr. Deal has worked for the City of Fruitland for over 36 years and is the Water Treatment Plant Superintendent. Mr. Deal has been a pastor of St. Michael's Church of God in Christ in Princess Anne for over 30 years, and he's also a U.S. Army veteran who served in Vietnam from 1966 to 1967. Give it up for Reverend Deal, Grand Marshal, an unsung hero of Fruitland. When we thank Gary Pusey's Auto Sales for donating the car today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Reverend Deal, for your service as well. We have Senator Jim Mathias joining us today at the Fruitland Parade. We thank you for coming out on our chilly morning, but it is pretty. Senator Jim Mathias, District 38. And immediately behind them is Judge Matt Massarello and Judge Kathleen Beckstead from Wacomico County. And then our very own county executive, Mr. Bob Culver. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your service. own Sheriff Mike Lewis. Thank you so much for coming out and joining us again today. I think he's been with us every year for the parade, 15 years. There's no one better than Sheriff Mike Lewis, unless Andy Taylor from Mayberry. Have a happy Easter. And we welcome our Sheriff's Department motorcycle riders. Look at those babies. Thank you for joining us today. Wacomico County Sheriff's Department, give it up for them. Thank you for joining us. And if God forbid you get in an accident and need a tow, we got automatic towing right behind you that can tow those motorcycles for you. We have Mr. Steve Wallace and his beautiful wife Nancy. Automatic towing. If you ever need a tow, motorcycle, car, truck, they're the ones that can do it for you. Dial 410-543-AUTO.
You spaced out okay?
Automatic towing, thank you for joining us today. Mark Kilmer, Wacomico County Council District 2 representative. We have Mr. Larry Dodd, Wacomico County Council Vice President and District 3 representative. Thank you, Larry, for joining us today. We have Mr. David Gosley, candidate for Wacomico County Board of Education. Mr. David Gosley, candidate for Wacomico County Board of Education. Good luck to you, sir. Mr. Bo McAllister, once again, candidate for Wacomico County Clerk of Court. Thank you for joining us today. Got some precious cargo in that little wagon there. Mr. Bo McAllister, candidate for Wacomico County Clerk of Court. Bo McAllister. We have Suzanne Kane, candidate for Wacomico County Council, District 4. Good luck to you, Suzanne. And one of my favorites, Delegate Mary Beth Carroza, currently Maryland State Delegate of District 38C, and also candidate for Maryland State Senate District 38. Give it up for Mary Beth Carroza. Thank you for joining us today. I have Delegate Chris Adams, Maryland House Delegate of District 37B. Thank you for joining us today. Delegate Chris Adams, Maryland House Delegate of District 37B. Thank you. And we have Delegate Carl Anderton, Maryland House Delegate District 38, running unopposed because nobody can beat Carl Anderton. Thank you for joining us. I have Delegate Johnny Motts, Maryland House Delegate of District 37B. Johnny, thanks for joining us today. Good luck with everything. Good to see you. Sean Bradley, candidate for Wicomico County Clerk of Court. Sean is Wicomico County's beautiful and proud county with many years of strength and passion. That means I intend to represent the entire county, not just Main Street. We are so much more than our elite few, but the lives of all residents will be represented with me. Sean Bradley, give it up for him, Wicomico County Court Clerk of Court representative, and his beautiful wife, Michelle. Okay. Yes, we have Angie Foucan. She is representing today. She's a candidate for the Comptroller of the Treasury. Thank you for joining us today. Angie Foucan. I have Chris Welch, also candidate for Wicomico County Clerk of Court. We thank you for joining us today and good luck with the election. Candidate Chris Welch for Wicomico County Clerk of Court. Give it up. And this is one bank that's very near and dear to my heart because I actually work there too. Hebron Savings Bank. Give it up for Hebron Savings Bank today. We appreciate you coming out. We all love Hebron Savings Bank. Give it up for Hebron. Got 12 locations to join you all over the shore. We are definitely the community bank. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Melody Carter. And this one is very near and dear to my heart too, because these are my grandsons, Noah and Mason Lowe, and they are helping Tyler Joseph sport his Elite Epoxy Flooring. Elite Epoxy Flooring. If you need a nice floor, just call up Tyler Joseph. I'm sure he's got some business cards. He can be reached at 443-880-1755. We have Boy Scout Troop 176. Scott Mason is the Troop Scoutmaster, and Paul Curtis is the Assistant Scoutmaster. They have been with this parade for all 15 years. Maybe not these children, but thank you for joining us today. Troop 176. Of our very own Fruitland Community Center. We thank you for coming out today, Fruitland Community Center. They change a lot of children's lives. Miss Mary Gladys Jones has taught quite a few children at the Fruitland Community Center. Miss Alexis DeShiel. Minds in Motion, coming together to brighten our children's minds. Minds in Motion's Children Museum. We hope to open up very soon. Very soon. Make your donations. Just give Vera a call. She'll take your money. Apple Discount Drug. My favorite pharmacy because I go there all the time. I'm not a druggie though. Legal prescriptions. Apple Discount Drug. The Pittsfield Wildcats 4-H Club. Thank you for joining us today. And who doesn't like Chick-fil-A? Give it up for Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Everybody loves Chick-fil-A, and we definitely love our little cow. Do that dab you were showing me earlier. Thank you. First Shore Federal. Thank you for coming out with us today, and they have their very own mascot. Look at that, and it's not Skip either. First Shore Federal, always here to please their customers. The Crisfield Crustaceans, Miss Crustacean, Gabrielle Matthews. Little Miss Crustacean, Ava Evans. And Little Mr. Crustaceans is Marley Dorman. Thank you for coming out, beautiful. Parsonsburg Volunteer Fire Company. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate you coming out. Queen, Kayla Parks. Thank you for coming out today, Kayla. Once again, Crossroads Church of God being represented today. Pastor John Calfan and some of his parishioners. And just remember, the true reason of Easter is not the Easter Bunny, it's Jesus. Crossroads Church of God, thank you for joining us again today. Salisbury Fire Department, Station 1. Thank you for coming out and joining us today. We really appreciate you being with us. And we have also Station 2. Salisbury Fire Department, thank you for joining us today. Mr. Todd Dudek is our driver today. Everybody wave to Todd. He likes taking pictures. Our very own Business of the Year 2017. Give it up for Bennett Construction. Thank you, Nikki and Lindsay. And then we have Donald Duck on the back there looking pretty snazzy. Business of the Year, Bennett Construction. We have Little Miss Sharptown Fire Prevention, Cameron Lewis. Cameron is a 4th grade student who enjoys English, horseback riding, as well as swimming and going to the beach. She reminds you to check your smoke detectors and change them out to the new one. 10-year life smoke detector. We have Junior Miss Sharptown Fire Prevention, Marley Wink. Marley loves promoting fire prevention and helps others. Her hobbies are the art club, archery club, school plays, and spending time with her family. Thank you, Marley. And then we also have Miss Sharptown Fire Prevention, Elizabeth Watkins. Elizabeth is a 2017 graduate of Mardella High. She is studying cosmetology. Elizabeth enjoys helping seniors understand safe cooking habits and would love to promote fire prevention at the upcoming event to help you. Thank you. We have Pasco of Fruitland, owner of Dave Brown. They're located here right in Fruitland. We appreciate you coming out today for us and supporting the parade. Who doesn't like cookies? Girl Scout Troop 581, based out of Fruitland. Girl Scout Troop 581. Thank you for joining us today. I'm sure they might have some cookies for sale. We welcome once again to our parade Allen Volunteer Fire Company, Mr. Gene Donalds. Look at that in brush 15. Thank you for joining us today. Allen Fruitland Volunteer Fire Company. Thank you for joining us. I love the boat. I always love this boat. But I don't want you to come rescue me anytime soon. Give it up again for Allen Volunteer Fire Company. Once again, First Baptist Church reminds us that Jesus is the reason for the season. First Baptist Church, right here in Fruitland. Thank you for joining us today. And we always remember Pastor Dowwood. He is always in our thoughts. Princess Anne Volunteer Fire Company. Thank you for joining us today, Lieutenant Lee Kelly. Thank you for coming out. Really appreciate it. Princess Anne Volunteer Fire Company. We have our Fruitland Boy Scouts Cub Scout Pack 184 under the direction of Cub Master James Dykes. Thank you for joining us today. Fruitland Boy Scouts Cub Scout Pack 184. And everybody loves a furry friend. Pets on Wheels of Delmarva. We appreciate them coming out today. It's a beautiful day. The dogs need to go for a walk. And why not walk in Fruitland? Nice seeing you, Bev. And I know, I saw. We've got Bud Horner holding that flag. Thank you for joining us. Beautiful dogs, beautiful. Give it up for Pets on Wheels of Delmarva. Oh my goodness, we've got Sammy the Seagull strutting his stuff down North Division Street. Give it up for Sammy. He wants you to applaud more than that. He wants some screams, he wants some claps. There you go, shout his name. Sammy the Seagull. And where's he from? Salisbury University. And who doesn't like Grimace and the Hamburglar? Thank you, McDonald's, for coming out and visiting with us today. We really appreciate it. Grimace is always adorable. And the Hamburglar's not that scary. Sammy has a lot of friends. We have our very own Fruitland Volunteer Fire Company. Fruitland Volunteer Fire Company with their own chief, Mr. Robin Townsend. I haven't seen you in a while. Robin Townsend. Fruitland Volunteer Fire Company, EMS. Give it up for Peter Cottondale! Happy Easter, Peter Cottontail. Our very own Mr. Greg Twig driving our special guest. Thank you for coming out today, and we'll see you at the Little League field for that egg hunt. And I got our very own traffic control. Thank you for blocking the streets for us today as well. The 2018 Fruitland Chamber of Commerce would like to thank you all for coming out today and supporting the parade that we sponsor. So it's been 15 years. Hopefully we'll see you back for number 16. Happy Easter.